Good morning, Mr. Gao. Morning. Welcome to the interview for the summer internship position for Unilever. My name is Yuan. I'm the general manager for the human resource of the department of Unilever. Um, we'll be asking you for this interview a few questions, very general. So just feel at ease and answer them as you think well too. So to begin with, why would you want to work with us at Unilever?
Well, I've known this brand for a very long time. I'm using the products such as Dove, Lipton, Magnum, like for a very long time. So it's a very good reputation for the brand.
All right.
And it's always been my interest to work for the company. And now I had this opportunity that I want to use my ability to help the company to launch new products and other stuff.
Great. Now, tell me about the time when you had difficulty communicating with another person or another group.
Well, last year I had this project with my team in the school. We have 7 people in the group. There are several members, one in particular that's very hard to communicate with because he always had his own ideas,
Alright.
and he is not willing to listen to other people. But I've realized that in order to make the project work, I had to work with him. So I decided to talk with him in private, one-on-one, and to solve our problem and finally work throughout the problems and get into a good product.
Interesting. Now that we're talking about teamwork, tell me about the biggest obstacle that you've encountered while trying to foster commitment and motivation while working with others in a group or a team.
Well, if I'm gonna use the same example again, well, it's very hard when there are several people in the group and everyone trying to not to do too much. Like they all think other people, other members are going to help with you, but they turn out no one wants to do the hard work. So it's very important for someone to actually take the leadership, to be the leader and tell other people what to do. So I realized during the process that sometimes you just have to step up and take the leadership position in order to get the teamwork done.
Interesting. So you talk about stepping up. Then, how would you react to the most difficult problem that you would run into at work or at school?
Well, last year, summer, I had this internship with this investment company while I was in Shanghai. Well, the one thing I realized as an intern in a company, you do not get to do a lot of stuff, obviously.
Right.
People do not trust you. So they don't think you're capable of doing things. Therefore, they are not willing to give you anything. So it's very hard for me to learn stuff. I realized that you have to prove yourself. You have to be proactive. You have to go out there, talk with other people, and to show them that you are capable of doing the stuff to actually gain confidence from your colleagues and your boss and superiors.
Great. Now, you seem very enthusiastic about everything you do, but could you tell me about a project about which you weren't really motivated or you weren't really enthusiastic to complete, and why were you not that happy to complete the task?
Well, if I have to say there's something project that I'm not very interested and motivated to do, I guess probably when I was doing some research on theology class.
Alright.
I'm assigned to do a research presentation on, I believe it's on Buddhism. Well, because theology, religious studies is not really my interest, so I was not very motivated, but I still realized that I have to finish the job, the project. So even though I'm not very interested in the project, I still managed to produce a very good quality work. But still, it's just one example that some work because I'm not interested in that field in general.
Right. So when you're working with other people, have you ever encountered an instance where you had difficulty gaining other people's confidence?
Yeah. So last semester, well, 2 semesters ago, I had this class called International Business class. Well, the other people in my team, they're all in their 20s. Well, I'm only 19, 18. So I sense that they are not really confident in my ability because they think I'm too young and do not have much experience as they do. So when there's a teamwork discussion, they try to leave me out and try to figure out the thing without me. But I know that I'm a valuable asset to the team, so I learn to speak my mind when necessary and try to provide valuable suggestion and advice to the team. And as time progresses, they realize, well, their first impression of me as inexperienced is not accurate, so brought me back in, and we finished the team work well successfully. So I think it's good experience saying like if people not trusting you at first, that you have to show them to prove yourself in order to gain their trust.
Interesting. That's very admirable of you. So would you describe that instance as an event where you took matters in your own hands to correct a problem? Or if that wasn't, could you give me an example of a time when you took matters by your own trying to get something done?
Well, I guess 2 years ago, something like that. I was doing this assistant job, sort of at this summer program. I'm supposed to help the sixth grade students. There are about 10, 12 of them, and I have to work with some other assistants there.
Right.
Like I have to take care of the daily things every single day. At one point, I realized that that the other people are not helping me out. That I have to do things myself. If I have to make sure all these students are learning and doing what they're supposed to do, that I have to take responsibility. I have to actually pay attention to what they're doing, help them with their work instead of just sitting aside and watching them. So I realized sometimes it's important for you to take the initiative when other people are not, and to actually get the thing done.
Great. Now, we've talked about many situations you've been through. Could you describe among the events you've lived before, an instance where you faced a stressful situation, and that tested your patience?
Wait, can you say that question again?
So, could you describe a time when you faced a stressful situation, and that situation in particular had a testing ability on your patience?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna say the internship is one of the biggest challenges I've ever faced last year, because I have to be there every single day from 9 to 6:30. But in fact, I don't have a lot of assignments actually to do, so I know I cannot leave. So every day I have like 7, 8 hours at least. I have not much going on. I have to sit there quietly on the chair with a laptop. It's kind of test my patience, but I know that if I want to be successful in the future, this is like one thing I have to get over with. To learn to be patient and wait, not just leave or quit my job. So I stayed the whole 2 months, even though sometimes I have nothing to do for the whole day, but I still go there every single day.
Wonderful. Now is the last question. It's kind of sketchy, but we gotta ask it. Do you have any requirements regarding your salary?
Well, what is the money number that your company is going to offer? Like, what is the offer?
Well, the standard salary we offer to summer students who are working in the summer internships is between $3,000 to $4,000 a month. But of course, according to the changes in the task that you will be doing, there could be also adaptations on your salary. But if those salaries were offered to you, would you accept them, or would you rather propose another one? And why would you do that?
Well, like I did research on the numbers on my own as well. Like I understand there's a range.
Great.
So I would think 3,000 is a little bit low, but I'm not saying that I need a full 4,000. So I guess some number in between 350-ish can be negotiated. So like we can work on that later, I suppose.
Right. So you have very confident thoughts about your abilities. Great. So I'm done with my questions. Do you have any questions that you would like to ask me?
Actually, like I still want to know, like for the company, what are the organization's long-term goals or like values of the company?
So right now, our company is trying to adapt in a long range of products. So as you have probably observed in your research on our brand, we have under our brand many different products that cover from food to utility and everyday products. So we would simply like to establish a stable development of those products and of course offer the best of our services.
Okay, that's it.
All right, thank you very much.
That's all.
Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye bye.